Chapter 1. The paper crumples in my hand before I realize I'm holding it. Legal notice. My signature. Bottom right corner. I don't remember signing anything. "Daddy!" Luca's voice cuts through the silence like glass breaking on marble. "Why doesn't Father love you anymore?" My fingers go numb. The notice falls, drifts to the floor between us. This cheap rental with its peeling wallpaper and radiator that clangs at 3 a.m. like something's dying inside it. 6 years old. He shouldn't even know that word anymore. I don't turn around. Can't. Because if I look at him right now, those eyes, Lucian's eyes, the same gray that used to watch me across champagne glasses and red carpets, I'll shatter. Hi, viewers. Have you ever had a question from someone you love that you just couldn't answer? "Sweetheart, it's late. You should be asleep." "But you're not sleeping." He's right. I haven't slept in weeks, maybe months. Time doesn't work the same way when you're trying to figure out how you became invisible. The radiator clangs again. Outside, Boston rain hammers the window. Inside, my son waits for an answer I don't have. I pick up the notice, smooth it out against my thigh. The letterhead is embossed. Expensive. The kind of paper that costs more than our rent. R.E. Identity Transfer Completion. Case number 847-HVX. Signatory, Auren Caspian Hale. That's my name. But I never signed this. "Luca, baby, go back to bed, please." His footsteps pad away. Small, quiet. He's learned not to push. Kids shouldn't learn that at 6. I sit on the floor, back against the wall. The notice trembles in my hands because my hands won't stop shaking. 3 months ago, I was someone. Not just someone. I was his. Lucian Draven's Omega. The one photographers screened at on red carpets. The one who wore custom suits and knew which fork to use at galas where the wine cost more than cars. Now I work night shifts cataloging museum archives. I buy Luca's clothes from thrift stores. I haven't bought myself anything new in so long I forget what that feels like. And according to every legal database I can access, I was never married. Contract partner. That's what the records say. Temporary arrangement. Dissolved amicably. Amicably. I press my palms against my eyes until I see stars. There's a photo. One photo I kept, hidden in my wallet behind Luca's school ID. Lucien and me. His hand on my waist, my head on his shoulder. We're laughing at something outside the frame. The timestamp says 3 years ago. But when I reverse image searched it last week, nothing. Like it never existed anywhere but in my wallet. How do you lose something you don't remember giving away? The notice sits in my lap. There's a clause highlighted in yellow, paragraph 7, subsection C. Signatory relinquishes all claims to shared identity markers, including but not limited to photographic records, legal documentation of bond status, and historical presence in partner's public record. I read it 5 times. It still doesn't make sense. I pull out my phone. Dead battery, of course. I plug it in, wait for it to come alive. The screen glows. I open the browser, type my own name, Auren Hale. The results load. There's a record. Boston Public Library employment, Museum Archive Assistant. Started 4 months ago. Before that? Nothing. No social media, no news articles, no red carpet photos, no society page mentions. Just blank. like I was born 4 months ago in a basement archive surrounded by dust and forgotten things. My chest tightens. I can't breathe right. The walls feel closer than they were a minute ago. I scroll down. There's one more result. At the bottom, a cached page that won't load properly. The preview text reads, Auren Hale, archived identity. Status, inactive. Archived. Like I'm a file someone closed. I click it. The page tries to load. Fails. Tries again. Error 403. Access denied. I'm locked out of my own life. The rain stops. Just like that. No warning. The silence afterward is worse than the noise. I look at the notice again. There's a name at the bottom. Not Lucian's, someone else's. Approved by Executive Board Halcyon Dynamics. I don't know what that means, but I know this. Someone erased me. And whoever did it left just enough evidence for me to know it happened. That's not carelessness. That's a message. Luca calls from his room. Daddy, can you check the closet? He's scared of the dark. Has been since we moved here. Since everything changed. Coming, baby. I stand. My knees crack. I'm 28, but I feel ancient. As I walk to his room, I pass the mirror in the hallway. I stop. The man looking back at me. He looks like someone I used to know, but not quite. Like a copy of a copy. A replacement. I tuck Luca in, kiss his forehead. He smells like the cheap soap we can afford now, not like the lavender bath oils we used to have. Daddy? Yeah? Does Father know where we live? I don't know, sweetheart. Oh, okay. He rolls over, closes his eyes. I stand in his doorway until his breathing evens out. Then I go back to the living room. The notice is still on the floor. I pick it up. There's a phone number at the bottom, handwritten, not printed, and beneath it, one word. Sorry. I stare at it until the ink blurs. Someone knows. Someone knows what happened to me, and they're not hiding anymore. I reach for my phone. My finger hovers over the number. But before I can dial, the screen lights up. Incoming message, unknown sender. It's a photo of me. Not me now. Me 3 years ago, at a gala, wearing the midnight blue suit Lucian bought me for our anniversary. But I'm not alone in the photo. There's someone standing next to me. Same height, same build, same hair color, but not me. The message beneath the photo reads, "He's living your life, and he doesn't even know you exist." Who do you think sent that message? Someone trying to help, or someone making sure I know I've been replaced? Chapter 2. The phone burns in my hand. I stare at the photo until my eyes ache. Zoom in. The other Omega, the one who looks like me but isn't, he's smiling, confident. Lucian's hand rests on his lower back, possessive, the way it used to rest on mine. I screenshot it, save it, like holding on to proof will make it real. My brain won't work right. Thoughts split in 4 directions. I try to remember the last time I saw Lucian, really saw him, not in my head, in person. 8 months ago. No, 9. The penthouse, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Boston Harbor. He was on the phone, always on the phone. I stood in the doorway holding Luca, waiting. He glanced at me. "I'll call you back." But he didn't. He kept talking, and I left, took Luca, walked out. I thought he'd follow. He didn't. That's the part I can't explain. The part that makes people think I'm crazy when I try. I didn't leave. I just stepped away. For air. For space. For 5 goddamn minutes where I wasn't performing. But when I came back, 3 hours later, the penthouse was empty. Not empty like he'd stepped out. Empty like no one had ever lived there. My clothes? Gone. Photos? Gone. The coffee mug I used every morning with a chipped handle? Gone. Like I'd been edited out. I called him. 73 times that night, I counted. Voicemail. Every single one. The number you have reached is no longer in service. I went to his office the next day. Halcyon Dynamics. Glass tower in the financial district. The receptionist smiled at me. Can I help you? I'm here to see Lucian Draven. She typed something, frowned. Do you have an appointment? I'm his partner. Her smile tightened. Mr. Draven doesn't have any appointments listed under that name. Would you like to schedule one? I stood there, in the lobby, where I'd been 100 times, where staff used to greet me by name, and she looked at me like I was a stranger. I ran, not walked, ran, because something in her eyes told me if I stayed, if I pushed, I'd disappear completely. Now, sitting on this rental floor with Luca asleep down the hall, I pull up old messages, our text thread. It's still there. I scroll up. Months back. Years. Dinner at 8. Wear the gray suit. Luca's asking for you. When are you home? I love you. I typed that last one. 3 years ago, after he surprised me with a weekend in Providence. Just us. No cameras, no board meetings. He replied, always. I screenshot that, too. Then I Google him. Lucian Draven, CEO, billionaire, alpha. The results flood in. Recent news. Expansion into European markets. New headquarters in London. Engaged to... Engaged. I click the article. There's a photo. Lucian in a black tuxedo. Smiling that smile I used to think was only for me. And next to him, the Omega from the mystery photo. Same face, same height, same midnight blue suit. My suit. The caption reads, Lucian Draven and partner Ashton Vale celebrate engagement at annual Halcyon Gala. Ashton Vale. I say the name out loud, let it sit in the air. It sounds expensive, polished, like it was designed in a boardroom. Not like Auren, which my mom chose because it meant golden, because she said I was her light. I reverse image search Ashton. Pages of results, society blogs, fashion magazines. He's everywhere. And in every single photo, he's in places I used to be. Same restaurants, same galas, same charity events, like someone copied my life and pasted his face over mine. I dig deeper, find his background, or try to. Ashton Vale, Omega, age 27, born in... Nothing. No birth records, no school history, no social media from before 2 years ago. He just appeared, fully formed, with a perfect smile and a perfect wardrobe and a perfect bond with Lucian. My phone buzzes. Another message, same unknown number. You're looking for him. That's good, but you won't find what you think. I type back fast, fingers clumsy. Who are you? 3 dots, typing. Then, someone who knows you didn't leave. You were removed. Why? The dots appear again, disappear, appear. Finally, because you asked questions. And people like Lucian don't like questions. I asked questions. I remember now. 6 months before everything fell apart, I found discrepancies, financial records that didn't match, payments to offshore accounts, names I didn't recognize. I asked Lucian about it. He laughed. You wouldn't understand the business side, love. Don't worry about it. But I did worry, so I kept looking. And then I woke up one day and none of it existed anymore. Not the records, not the files, not me. I stand, pace. The apartment is too small. 1,300 square feet. We used to have 7,000. Luca murmurs in his sleep. I freeze. Listen. He settles. I go to the window, look out at the street. Rain slicked, empty. Street lights buzz yellow. There's a car parked across the road. Black, expensive, tinted windows. It's been there for 3 days. I tell myself it's nothing. But my instincts, the ones I learned growing up in a world that didn't protect omegas, they scream. I step back, let the curtain fall. My phone buzzes again. Not a message this time, a call. Unknown number. I answer. Don't say anything. Silence on the other end, just breathing. Then a voice. Male, smooth, controlled. Auren Hale. Not a question, a statement. Who is this? Someone who's been watching. Watching what? You. For months. My stomach drops. Why? His voice drops lower. Because you're evidence. The line goes dead. I stand there, phone pressed to my ear, listening to dead air. Evidence? Of what? I look at the window again. The black car is still there, and now the driver's door opens. A man steps out. Tall, broad shoulders, suit that costs more than my rent. He doesn't look at my building. He looks directly at my window. Then he smiles and gets back in the car. I back away, heart slamming against ribs. My phone buzzes. One last message. They know you're looking, and now they're looking back. Do you think the man in the car is there to protect me, or to make sure I stay quiet? I don't sleep. Can't. Every time I close my eyes, I see that smile. Deliberate, controlled, like he wanted me to know he was there. By 5 a.m., I give up. Luca needs breakfast. Cereal, the generic kind that turns the milk gray. He doesn't complain, never does. Daddy, can I have strawberries? Next week, baby, when I get paid. He nods, eats his cereal. I watch him. This little person who didn't ask for any of this, who should be in private school with organic lunches and violin lessons. Not here. Not with me. I drop him at school. Public. Underfunded. The playground has rust on the swings. He hugs me. Love you, Daddy. Love you too. He runs off, joins the other kids. I stand there until the bell rings. Then I head to work. Boston Museum of Cultural History, basement level, archives department. I catalog forgotten things, objects people donated decades ago and no one remembers why. It pays $11 an hour. I used to spend that on coffee. The archive room is silent, just me and rows of metal shelving. Boxes stacked floor to ceiling, dust thick enough to taste. I'm logging a collection of 1940s correspondence when I feel it. Eyes. On me. I turn. No one there, just shadows and boxes. I go back to work, but the feeling doesn't leave. Lunch break. I eat in the break room. Vending machine sandwich, stale bread. The TV in the corner plays news, financial reports, stock tickers. Then, Lucian's face. I freeze, sandwich halfway to my mouth. Halcyon Dynamics announces record profits this quarter. CEO Lucian Draven credits new strategic partnerships. The camera cuts to him. Podium, microphone, that tailored confidence. And next to him, Ashton. Smiling, hand on Lucian's arm. Supportive. Perfect. The reporter's voice continues. Draven and partner Ashton Vale are set to wed next month in what's being called the event of the season. Next month. I turn off the TV, throw the sandwich away. Can't eat. I go back downstairs, back to the archives, but when I open the door, I'm not alone. There are 4 men standing in the center of the room, between the shelves, like they own the space. The first one I notice is leaning against a shelf, arms crossed, watching me with eyes that don't blink. Dark hair, sharp jaw, expensive watch. He looks like money. Old money. The second one stands straighter, taller, built like he could break the shelf if he leaned on it wrong. Military posture, scar above his left eyebrow. The third is younger, maybe 30, glasses, tablet in hand. He's typing something, but his eyes flick to me every few seconds. And the fourth, he's the one who scares me. Not because he's big, not because he's armed, but because he looks at me like I'm a puzzle, and he's already solved half of it. Who are you? The one with the watch speaks first, voice smooth, controlled. Cassian Rourke. He gestures to the others. Dominic Voss. Elric Dane. Silas Cade. That doesn't answer my question. Cassian smiles, doesn't reach his eyes. We're people who've been watching you. Why? Dominic, the tall one, shifts. His voice is deeper, rougher. Because you don't make sense. Excuse me? Elric looks up from his tablet, adjusts his glasses. Your records, employment history, financial background. It's all recent, like you didn't exist before 4 months ago. I've existed my whole life. Not according to any database we can access. And we can access all of them. Silas, the quiet one, finally speaks. His voice is low, measured. You're an Omega. So? But you don't smell like one. I take another step back. I don't know what you're talking about. Cassian pushes off the shelf, moves closer, not threatening, just observing. Your scent. It's suppressed, heavily, like you're trying to hide what you are. I'm not hiding anything. Then why do you smell like a beta? I don't answer. Can't. Because he's right. I've been on suppressants for months, heavy dose, black market. Because being an Omega without a bond, without protection, it's dangerous. What do you want? Dominic crosses his arms. We want to know what happened to you. Nothing happened. Liar. Get out. Cassian tilts his head. We're not here to hurt you. Then why are you here? Elric taps his tablet. Turns it toward me. On the screen, a photo of me 3 years ago at a gala with Lucian. Where did you get that? Archived server. Deleted 2 years ago. We recovered it. Why? Silas steps forward, close enough I can see the gold flecks in his eyes. Because someone tried very hard to erase you, and we want to know why. I don't know. Yes, you do. I don't. Cassian's voice softens, just barely. Auren, we're not your enemy. Then who is? No one answers, because they don't have to. We all know. Lucian. Elric swipes his tablet, shows me another image. A legal document. Identity Transfer Agreement. My signature at the bottom. Did you sign this? No. Are you sure? I'd remember signing away my entire life. Dominic's jaw tightens. Someone forged it. Or coerced it, Cassian adds. Silas crosses his arms. Either way, you're not supposed to exist anymore. Legally, systemically. You're archived. What does that mean? Elric looks up. It means you're a ghost. I have a son. We know. Then you know I can't be a ghost. Cassian steps closer. But you are. To everyone who matters. You're erased. Why are you telling me this? Silas answers. Because we don't like it when people get erased. And because you're evidence. That word again. Evidence of what? Dominic's voice drops. A system. One that replaces inconvenient people. What? Elric turns his tablet again, shows me a list. Names, dates, photos, dozens of them. All Omegas, all archived. What is this? Cassian's voice is cold now. People like you. Erased. Replaced. Forgotten. How many? 47 that we've found. Probably more. I stare at the list, see faces that look like mine. People who had lives, families, bonds. And then, nothing. Who's doing this? Silas doesn't blink. People with power. People who don't like complications. People like Lucian. My legs give out. I sit, hard, on the floor. The four of them stand over me, not threatening, protective. Why me? Cassian crouches, eye level. Because you asked questions. And because you were going to find answers. I don't understand. Dominic kneels too. You will. Elric shows me one more thing. A file, label Auren Hale, Risk Assessment. Inside, notes, observations, psychological profile. Subject displays high investigative tendencies, potential threat to operational security. Recommend identity reassignment. This is about me. Yes. They were going to erase me anyway. Silas nods. You just made it easier by leaving. I didn't leave. I stepped away. Cassian's hand rests on my shoulder, steady. We know. Then help me. We are. How? Silas stands, offers his hand. By making sure you're not alone anymore. I take it. He pulls me up, and for the first time in months, I don't feel like I'm disappearing. What do we do now? Cassian's smile is sharp. We prove you existed, and then we prove they lied. Do you think these four men are really here to help, or do they have their own agenda? Chapter 4. They don't leave. The four of them follow me out of the archives, through the museum, into the cold. I should be scared. I'm not. I'm angry. Cassian's car is parked illegally, black, sleek, the kind that costs more than I'll make in 5 years. He unlocks it, gestures. Get in. Where are we going? Somewhere you can access your old files. I've tried. I'm locked out. Elric adjusts his glasses. You're locked out because you're using civilian infrastructure. What does that mean? It means you need someone who knows how to break in. I get in the car. Dominic sits beside me. Silas takes the front. Elric drives. Cassian rides shotgun. No one speaks. The city blurs past. Rain starts again. Soft. Persistent. We pull into an underground garage. Private. Security cameras everywhere. Where are we? Cassian glances back. My building. Of course it is. We take an elevator. Smooth. Silent. The kind that doesn't creak. 64th floor. The doors open. Penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Boston skyline glittering like broken glass. I step out. My shoes sink into carpet that costs more than furniture. Elric moves fast, sets up a laptop on the dining table. 3 monitors, cables everywhere. What are you doing? Accessing Halcyon's internal servers. That's illegal. He doesn't look up. So is erasing people. Dominic guides me to a chair. Sit. I sit. Silas stands behind me, close enough I can feel his presence. Protective. Cassian pours something. Whiskey. Offers it. I shake my head. He drinks it himself. Elric types fast. Screens fill with code, numbers, strings of text I don't understand. Then, a database loads. Halcyon Dynamics, personnel records. He scrolls, finds my name. Clicks. The file opens. Photo of me, 3 years old, smiling. Beside it, status, archived. Reason, identity reassignment protocol. Authorized by L. Draven. There it is, in writing. Lucian's signature. He signed it. Cassian's voice is quiet. He did. Why? Dominic leans against the table. Keep reading. Elric scrolls down. There's more. A memo. Subject displays investigative behavior inconsistent with operational security. Recommend removal and replacement to maintain partnership optics while eliminating risk. Partnership optics. I wasn't a person. I was optics. Silas's hand rests on my shoulder, steady. You were a risk. Because I asked questions. Because you were smart enough to find answers. I loved him. No one responds. Because what is there to say? Elric opens another file. Identity reassignment candidate, Ashton Vale. There's a profile. Background, fabricated. Education, fabricated. Even his scent profile, chemically altered to match mine. They made him smell like me? Elric nods. Close enough that bonded alphas wouldn't notice the difference immediately. That's not possible. It is, with enough money. I stare at Ashton's photo. He looks like me. Not identical, but close. Same build, same coloring, same smile. Like someone designed him in a lab. Who is he really? Cassian crosses his arms. No one. He didn't exist before 2 years ago either. So he's a product, like you were. Except he agreed to it. Dominic's jaw tightens. Or he didn't have a choice either. Elric pulls up another document. Contract between Halcyon Dynamics and something called Genesis Omega Initiative. What's that? Cassian's voice drops. A program. Off books. They create Omegas for specific purposes. Create? Recruit, train, alter, whatever's needed. That's legal? No. Happening? Yes. How many? Elric doesn't answer, just pulls up a list. Names, faces, dates. Hundreds. This can't be real. Silas crouches beside me. It is. Why hasn't anyone stopped it? Cassian finishes his whiskey. Because the people running it are untouchable. Lucian? He's one of them. Not the only one. My hands shake. I grip the chair. What do I do? Dominic's voice is firm. You let us help. Why? You don't know me. Cassian meets my eyes. We know enough. That's not an answer. Silas stands. We don't like bullies. And we really don't like systems that erase people. Elric closes the laptop. There's one more thing. What? He pulls up a final file. Scheduled protocol. Final erasure. Subject, Auren Hale. Date, 14 days from now. What does that mean? Cassian's voice is ice. It means they're not done with you. What happens in 14 days? Dominic's fists clench. They complete the erasure. How? Silas's voice is barely audible. By making sure you can't fight back. They're going to kill me? No. Worse. What's worse than killing me? Elric turns the screen, shows me a document. Involuntary commitment order. Grounds. Delusional disorder. Threat to self and minor dependent. Facility. Whitmore Psychiatric Institute. They're going to commit me? Cassian nods. And take Luca. The room spins. I can't breathe, can't think. No. Auren, no, they can't. He's my son. Dominic's voice is gentle. They can, and they will, unless we stop them. How? Silas steps forward. By proving you're not delusional. How do we do that? Cassian's smile is sharp. By proving they're the ones lying. In 14 days? We don't need 14. We need 3. 3 days to prove I'm not crazy? Elric nods. 3 days to prove you existed. And that they erased you. I look at them. These 4 men I don't know, who showed up in my life with answers I didn't ask for. Why are you doing this? Cassian's voice softens. Because someone should have done it for the other 47. And because you're not going to be number 48. I sit back down, hands still shaking. Okay. Okay. Help me. Dominic's hand rests on my shoulder. Already started. Silas moves to the window, looks out at the city. They know we're involved now. How? Because we just accessed their servers. They'll see the breach. So they'll come for you too? Cassian laughs, cold, sharp. Let them try. Elric starts typing again. We need to move fast. What's first? Dominic cracks his knuckles. We get you in front of someone who can't ignore you. Who? Cassian's smile is dangerous. Lucian. No. Yes. I can't see him. You have to. Why? Silas turns from the window. Because we need him to admit what he did. He won't. He will. If we make him. How? Cassian pulls out his phone, shows me a photo. Lucian, Ashton, at a restaurant, tonight. You're going to walk in there and remind him you exist. Would you confront the person who erased you, or would you be too scared of what they might do next? Chapter 5. I can't do this. That's what I tell myself in the car, in Cassian's back seat, while Dominic drives and Silas watches the streets like he's expecting ambush. Elric's in the front, tablet glowing. He's tracking something. Locations, patterns. They're still there, he says. Corner table, private section. I can't. Cassian looks at me. You can. What if he doesn't recognize me? He will. What if he does and he doesn't care? Silas's voice cuts in, low, steady. Then we make him care. The restaurant is the kind I used to know. Valet parking. Doorman in a tailored coat, soft lighting that costs extra. We don't go through the front. Dominic pulls into the service entrance. "Stay close," he says. We move through the kitchen. Staff glance at us. Don't stop us. Money talks. And these four men reek of it. Cassian leads. Silas stays at my back, protective. We reach the main dining room, and I see him. Lucian. Same sharp jaw, same tailored suit, same hands that used to hold mine. Across from him, Ashton, laughing at something Lucian said, touching his wrist, leaning in. I freeze, can't move, can't breathe. Cassian's hand presses my lower back. Go. I can't. You can. Dominic's voice is quiet. We're right here. I take one step, then another. My legs feel like water. The room blurs, but I keep walking. Closer, closer, until I'm standing at their table. Lucian looks up. His eyes meet mine, and for 1 second, I see it. Recognition. But then it's gone. His expression smooths, polite, distant. Can I help you? Lucian. He frowns. I'm sorry, do I know you? Ashton looks at me, curious, not threatened. Are you all right? I can't answer, can't think. Cassian steps forward. Mr. Draven, we need a word. Lucian's jaw tightens. I'm in the middle of dinner. This won't wait. Lucian stands, tall, commanding, alpha presence rolling off him in waves. Who are you? Cassian smiles. Cassian Rourke. Recognition flashes in Lucian's eyes. The media mogul. That's right. Lucian glances at me, then back to Cassian. What's this about? Dominic moves closer. About him. Lucian looks at me again, longer this time. I don't know him. Yes, you do. I really don't. Silas's voice is ice. Auren Hale? Lucian's expression doesn't change, but his scent shifts, just barely. That name means nothing to me. Elric steps forward, tablet in hand. Then why is his name all over your company's servers? Lucian's eyes narrow. I don't know what you're talking about. Cassian pulls out his phone, shows him a photo, the legal document, Identity Reassignment Protocol, Lucian's signature. Explain this. Lucian doesn't look at the phone. He looks at me. And this time, he doesn't hide it. He knows exactly who I am. This is harassment. No, Dominic says. This is accountability. Ashton stands, confused. Lucian? What's going on? Lucian's hand rests on his shoulder, possessive. Nothing, love. Sit down. But Ashton doesn't sit. He looks at me, really looks. You look like me. I meet his eyes. Same color as mine, same shape. I know. Ashton steps closer. Who are you? I'm the person you replaced. His face goes pale. What? Lucian moves fast, grabs Ashton's arm. We're leaving. But Silas blocks the exit. Not yet. Lucian's voice drops, dangerous. Move. No. The restaurant has gone quiet, people staring. Lucian's control is slipping. I can see it, in the way his hands shake, in the way his scent spikes. You need to leave, he says. All of you. Cassian doesn't move. Not until you admit what you did. I didn't do anything. You erased him. That's absurd. Dominic's voice is steel. Then why is there a scheduled commitment order for him in 14 days? Lucian's face goes blank. I don't know what you're talking about. Elric turns the tablet, shows him the document. Involuntary commitment order, authorized by L. Draven. Lucian stares at it, then at me. You signed this, I whisper. No. Yes. You're going to take my son. Lucian's jaw clenches. You're delusional. Am I? I step closer, close enough to smell him. Cedar, smoke, the same scent that used to make me feel safe. Do you remember me? He doesn't answer. Do you remember the night you proposed? The restaurant in Providence. You said I was the only person who made you feel human. His hands shake. Stop. Do you remember Luca's first word? It was Dada. And you cried. You actually cried. Stop. Do you remember telling me you'd never let me go? His voice breaks. Stop. Why did you erase me? Silence. The entire restaurant holds its breath. Lucian's eyes close. Because I had to. Why? Because you were going to destroy everything. I loved you. I know. That's why it had to be you. I don't understand. Cassian steps forward. Explain. Lucian opens his eyes, looks at me, really looks. You asked questions about the business, about the offshore accounts, about Genesis. So you replaced me? I protected you. By erasing me? By making you disappear before they did it for me. Who's they? Lucian doesn't answer, but Ashton does. The board. Everyone turns. Ashton's face is white. The Halcyon board. They control everything, including us. What do you mean? Ashton looks at Lucian, then at me. I'm not real either. They made me, trained me, sent me here to replace whoever Lucian was bonded to. You knew? Not at first, but yes, I knew. I stagger back. Silas catches me. You both. We're products, Ashton says. Just like you were. Lucian's voice is barely audible. I didn't want this. Then why did you do it? Because they would have killed you if I didn't. The words hit like a fist. What? Cassian's voice is sharp. Explain, now. Lucian's shoulders sag, defeated. The board doesn't tolerate risks. Auren was asking questions, getting close to answers. So they gave me a choice. Erase him or lose him permanently. So you chose erasure. I chose his life. You chose wrong. Dominic's phone buzzes. He checks it. His face goes hard. We need to leave, now. Why? Because Halcyon Security just flagged this location. Silas moves fast, grabs my arm. Move. But I don't move. I look at Lucian one last time. Was any of it real? He meets my eyes, and I see it. Pain. Regret. All of it. Then why didn't you fight for me? He doesn't answer, because there is no answer. Cassian pulls me toward the exit. We're out of time. As we leave, I hear Ashton's voice, quiet, broken. I'm sorry. I don't look back, can't, because if I do, I'll shatter. We burst through the service exit, into the alley. Rain pours down, cold, brutal. Headlights flood the alley, black cars, 3 of them. Silas swears. Dominic shoves me toward Cassian's car. Get in, now. Doors open, men step out, armed. Run. If someone erased you to save your life, would you forgive them? Or would the betrayal be too deep? Chapter 6. I run. Cassian's hand locks around my wrist, yanks me forward. Behind us, footsteps, heavy, multiple. Dominic reaches the car first, rips the door open. Inside, now! I dive in. Silas follows, slams the door. Gunfire. Not loud like movies, sharp, cracking. The rear window explodes. Glass rains down. I cover my head, taste blood where I bit my tongue. Elric floors it. Tires scream against wet pavement. We lurch forward. My shoulder slams into Silas. "Stay down," he says. His body shields mine. Deliberate, protective. More shots. Metal pings. The car swerves. Cassian's on his phone. Voice clipped, controlled. We're compromised. Heading to the secondary location. Clear the route. "Who are you talking to?" I manage. He doesn't answer. Dominic checks the rear view. 3 cars, still on us. Elric takes a corner too fast. I slide across the seat. Silas catches me. "How far?" Dominic asks. 2 miles. Maybe less if I don't kill us first. I look back, through the shattered window. Headlights. Close. Getting closer. "They're going to catch us." "No," Silas says. "They're not." His hand moves to something under his jacket. A gun. My stomach drops. "You're armed?" "All of us are." "You didn't tell me that." Cassian glances back. "Would it have mattered?" I don't answer, because he's right. It wouldn't have. Elric cuts through an alley. Narrow, brick walls on both sides. The car scrapes, sparks fly. We burst onto another street. The headlights fall back, just a little. "Did we lose them?" Dominic shakes his head. "Not yet." Cassian's phone buzzes. He answers without greeting. Listens. His jaw tightens. "Understood." He hangs up. "What?" Dominic asks. "They're not just following us. They're hurting us." "What does that mean?" Elric's knuckles go white on the wheel. "It means they know where we're going." Silas swears under his breath. Cassian looks at me. "Change of plans." "What plans? I don't even know what the original plan was." "Keeping you alive." "That's still the plan." Elric takes another turn, this time onto a highway. Empty. 3 a.m. Empty. We accelerate. 70, 80, 90. The headlights stay with us, matching speed. "They're not trying to stop us," Dominic says. "What are they doing?" I ask. Cassian's voice is ice. "Tracking us, to see where we go, who we contact." "So what do we do?" Silas checks his gun. Calm, methodical. "We make them stop tracking." Elric hits the brakes, hard. We skid, 90 to 0 in seconds. My seatbelt locks, cuts into my chest. The cars behind us swerve, try to stop. One clips the guardrail, sparks, keeps coming. The other 2 brake, controlled, professional. "Out," Cassian orders. "What?" "Out of the car, now." We pile out. Rain soaks through my clothes instantly. Silas grabs my arm, pulls me toward the tree line off the highway. "Wait, what about the car?" Dominic's already moving. "Leave it." We run, into the woods, dark, thick. Branches whip my face. Roots try to trip me. Behind us, car doors slam. Voices, commands. They're following. Cassian leads. Dominic brings up the rear. Silas stays at my side. Elric's somewhere to my left. We don't stop. Can't. My lungs burn. My legs scream. I'm not built for this. I'm built for archive rooms and bedtime stories, not running from armed men in the middle of the night. Silas must sense it. He slows, just enough. "Keep going," he says. "I can't." "You can." A flashlight beam cuts through the trees. Close. Too close. Cassian stops, holds up a fist. We freeze. The beam sweeps, left, right. Voices carry through the rain. They went this way. Spread out. We're surrounded. I can feel it. Dominic moves beside Cassian. They communicate without words, hand signals, quick, precise, military. These men aren't just rich, they're trained. Silas's hand covers my mouth before I can speak. Warm, steady. He leans close, breath against my ear. Don't move. Don't breathe loud. I nod. He releases me. The flashlight beam passes 3 feet from where we stand. I press against a tree. Bark digs into my back. The man with the flashlight stops, looks right at us. I close my eyes. If I can't see him, maybe he can't see me. Stupid thought, but it's all I have. Then, his radio crackles. Sector 3 clear, moving to Sector 4. He turns, walks away. Cassian waits 30 seconds, then moves. We follow. Deeper into the woods, until the voices fade, until the flashlights are just distant fireflies. We stop in a clearing, small, hidden. I collapse against a fallen log. My whole body shakes. Adrenaline crash. Dominic keeps watch, eyes scanning the darkness. Elric pulls out his tablet. It's cracked, screen flickering, but it works. We're 2 miles from the safe house, he says. Cassian checks his phone. We walk from here. Walk? They'll track any vehicle we call. I can't walk 2 miles. Silas crouches in front of me, eye level. Yes, you can. I'm tired. I know. I'm scared. His voice softens, just barely. I know that too. Why are you doing this? He doesn't blink. Because it's right. That's not enough of a reason to die for someone. Who said anything about dying? He stands, offers his hand. I take it. We walk. Through mud, through rain, through darkness that feels alive. My feet go numb. My clothes stick to my skin. But I keep moving. Because stopping means capture. And capture means losing Luca. After what feels like hours, lights. A building. Small. Industrial. Warehouse, maybe. That's it? I ask. Cassian nods. We approach carefully. Dominic goes first, checks the perimeter. Signals all clear. Inside, it's warm. Dry. Basic. Concrete floors. Metal beams. But there's heat. I sink onto a crate. Can't stand anymore. Elric sets up equipment. Laptops, monitors, creating a command center out of nothing. Cassian hands me a towel. Dry off. I do, mechanically. What now? I ask. Dominic closes the door, locks it. Now we figure out how deep this goes. Silas sits beside me, close enough I can feel his warmth. You did good back there. I almost got us caught. But you didn't. I slowed you down. No, you kept up. That's different. Elric's screen flickers to life. Files load. Data streams. I'm in their system again, he says. Cassian moves closer. What do you see? Elric's face goes pale. The commitment order. It's been moved up. What? Instead of 14 days, it's scheduled for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow? Cassian's jaw clenches. They're accelerating. Why? Dominic's voice is grim. Because we rattled them. They know we're helping you. So they're going to take Luca sooner. No one denies it. I stand, too fast, room spins. I need to get to him. Silas catches my arm. You can't. He's my son. And walking into your apartment right now is suicide. I don't care. Well, I do. Cassian steps between us. We're not letting them take him, but we need a plan. What plan? They're coming in the morning. Elric looks up. We have 8 hours. 8 hours to do what? Dominic cracks his knuckles. Expose them. How? Cassian's smile is sharp, dangerous. By giving them exactly what they don't want. Which is? Proof. Public. Undeniable. We don't have proof. Elric turns his screen, shows me files, documents, videos. We have 47 cases. Yours makes 48. That's not enough to stop them by morning. No, but it's enough to start a war. Cassian pulls out his phone, dials. Someone answers immediately. It's me. I need a live broadcast, network level, 1 hour. He listens. I don't care what it costs. Make it happen. Hangs up. What are you doing? His eyes meet mine. Burning it all down. They'll come for you. Let them. Dominic moves to the window, keeps watch. Silas checks his gun again. Elric types faster. And I sit there, watching these 4 men prepare for war. For me. For Luca. For 47 others they've never met. Why? I whisper. Cassian looks up. Why what? Why risk everything for this? He doesn't hesitate. Because someone has to. Elric's screen flashes. We're live in 30 minutes. Cassian nods. Start uploading everything. What do you need me to do? I ask. He meets my eyes. Tell your story. On camera? To the world. They'll destroy me. They already did. Now you get to decide if they get away with it. I look at Silas, at Dominic, at Elric. Men who showed up in my life with no warning. Who chose to stand when they could have walked away. Okay. Cassian's smile is fierce. Okay. Elric sets up a camera. Basic, but functional. Just talk, he says. Don't perform. Just tell the truth. I sit in front of it. Red light blinks on. And for the first time in months, I exist. Not as a ghost, not as evidence, as me. My name is Auren Hale. And I was erased. If you had one chance to tell the truth to the whole world, would you take it, even knowing it might cost you everything? Chapter 7. The red light doesn't blink. It stares. I swallow, mouth dry. Cassian stands behind the camera, nods once. Go. My name is Auren Hale. I'm 28 years old. I have a 6-year-old son named Luca. 6 months ago, I had a different life. I was bonded to Lucian Draven, CEO of Halcyon Dynamics. We lived in a penthouse. We attended galas. We were supposed to be forever. But I started asking questions about money, about accounts that didn't add up, about a program called Genesis. And then, one day, I stopped existing. Not physically, I'm still here, but legally, systemically, I was archived. My marriage records disappeared. My photos were scrubbed. My identity was transferred to someone else. Someone who looks like me, sounds like me, lives my exact life. And the man I loved signed the papers that made it happen. I stop, breathe. Elric gives me a thumbs up. Keep going. I'm not the only one. There are 47 others, maybe more, people who asked questions, who became inconvenient, who were erased and replaced. Tomorrow morning they're coming for my son, to commit me, to finish what they started. I'm recording this because I need you to know, if I disappear, if I'm declared unstable, if I lose Luca, it wasn't because I'm crazy. It's because I told the truth. The camera keeps rolling. I sit there, exposed, vulnerable, everything I've hidden for months out in the open. Cassian signals. Elric stops recording. "That's it," Elric says. "Is it enough?" Cassian's jaw is tight. It has to be. He uploads it, sends it to his network contact. 30 seconds later, his phone rings. He answers, listens. "Good, run it. Every channel you've got." Hangs up. It's live in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, the world will know. Halcyon will know. Lucian will know. "What happens now?" I ask. Dominic's voice is flat. "War." Silas moves to the door, checks the locks. "They'll come here." "Let them," Cassian says. "We're ready." But I'm not. I'm not ready for any of this. Elric's screen lights up. Notifications flood in. It's broadcasting. All major networks, streaming platforms, social media. "How many people?" I ask. He doesn't look up. Millions, and climbing. Millions of people watching me, hearing me. My phone, dead for hours, buzzes. I forgot I even had it. The screen flashes. 50 messages. 100. More. I open one. "We believe you." Another. "This happened to my sister." Another. "You're not alone." I can't read them all. There's too many. Cassian's phone rings. He glances at the screen, smiles. Halcyon's legal team. He declines the call. It rings again, declines again. "They're panicking," Elric says. Dominic checks his weapon. Good. Silas sits beside me. "You okay?" "No. Didn't think so." "But you did it anyway." "I had to." "I know." His presence helps, steady, grounded, like an anchor in a storm. Cassian's phone rings again. This time, he answers. "Speak." He listens. His expression doesn't change, but his scent does. Sharper, dangerous. "Tell him no. I don't care what he's offering." The answer is no. He hangs up. "What did they want?" Dominic asks. "To negotiate." "For what?" Cassian looks at me. "You. They want you to recant, publicly, in exchange for dropping the commitment order." My stomach drops. "What did you say?" I said no. "But it's not my choice. It's yours." Everyone looks at me, waiting. If I recant, Luca stays with me. I stay free. Life goes back to... what? Hiding in a basement apartment? Pretending I don't exist? Watching Ashton live my life while I fade into nothing? No. Cassian nods. Good. But they'll still come for Luca. Not if we move first. What does that mean? Dominic cracks his knuckles. It means we get him before they do. How? They'll have people watching my apartment. Silas stands. So we don't go to your apartment. He's at school right now. Elric checks his tablet. School starts in 4 hours. We intercept him there. You're going to kidnap my son? Cassian's voice is calm. We're going to protect him. By taking him? By keeping him away from people who want to use him against you. He's right. I hate that he's right. What if he's scared? Silas's voice softens. Then we make sure he's not. He doesn't know you. He will. He'll think I abandoned him. Dominic shakes his head. We'll bring you to him soon as it's safe. When will that be? No one answers, because they don't know. Elric's tablet buzzes. He glances at it. Face goes white. What? Cassian asks. Lucian just released a statement. He turns the screen. I read it. Recent allegations made by a former associate are entirely false. Mr. Hale is suffering from documented mental health issues and is currently undergoing treatment. We ask for privacy during this difficult time." "He's lying." "Of course he is," Cassian says. "But he's doing it publicly. That's good." "How is that good?" "Because now he has to defend it. In court. Under oath." "We're going to sue him?" Cassian's smile is sharp. "We're going to destroy him." "With what? We have files, documents, but he has lawyers, money, power." Dominic's voice is ice. "So do we." Elric pulls up another screen. "I've been tracking Halcyon's financial records, cross-referencing with Genesis." "And?" "And there's a pattern. Payments, always the same amount, always offshore." "How much?" He looks up. 200,000 per identity transfer. My blood runs cold. "They're selling us?" "No, they're paying Genesis to provide replacements." "That's worse." "Yes, it is." Cassian takes the tablet, studies the data. "This is enough. If we can connect Lucian directly to the payments..." "We can prove he knew." "Exactly." "How do we connect him?" Elric's fingers fly across the keyboard. "I'm working on it." Silas moves to the window, tenses. "We've got company." Everyone freezes. "How many?" Cassian asks. 2 cars, black, tinted windows." "Halcyon security?" "Probably." Dominic moves to the other window, confirms. "They're surrounding the building." "How did they find us?" Elric swears. "They traced the upload." Cassian's voice is calm, too calm. "How long do we have?" Silas checks his watch. 5 minutes, maybe less. "Options?" Dominic scans the room. "Back exit, through the loading bay." "They'll have it covered." "Not if we move now." Cassian looks at me. "Can you run?" "Again?" "Again." I nod. Don't have a choice. We move fast, grab equipment, laptops, tablets, essentials only. Silas leads, gun drawn. I'm in the middle, protected. Cassian brings up the rear. We reach the loading bay. Metal door, rusted, heavy. Dominic shoves it open. Alley beyond. Empty, for now. We slip out. Rain's stopped. Dawn breaking. Gray light creeping across the sky. Behind us, shouting. They're inside. "Move," Silas orders. We run, again, down the alley, across a street, into another alley. My legs scream, my lungs burn, but I keep going. Because stopping means losing, and I've lost enough. We round a corner, stop short. A car blocks the exit, black, tinted windows. The door opens. A man steps out. Tall, broad, suit immaculate despite the hour. He looks directly at me and smiles. "Hello, Auren." I know that voice. Not from recent memory, from years ago. "Director Vance." He inclines his head. "You remember?" How could I forget? He's the one who interviewed me when Lucien first brought me into his world. Background check, security clearance. He works for Halcyon, has for decades. "Step away from them, Auren. This doesn't have to be difficult." Silas moves in front of me. "She's not going anywhere." Vance's smile doesn't waver. "Mr. Cade, always the protector." "You know him?" I whisper. Silas doesn't take his eyes off Vance. "Unfortunately." Vance gestures. More men step from the shadows, 6, maybe 8, all armed. "You're outnumbered, outgunned, and frankly, out of time." Cassian steps forward. "We've already won." Vance laughs. Have you? The broadcast went live. Millions saw it. And millions will forget. They always do. Not this time. Vance's expression hardens. You've made a mistake, Mr. Rourke. All of you. The only mistake was thinking you could erase people without consequence. Vance's hand moves to his jacket. Silas raises his gun. Don't. For 3 seconds, no one moves. No one breathes. Then, Vance's phone rings. He glances at it. Face goes blank. He answers. What? Listens. His jaw tightens. When? More listening. Then, he lowers the phone, looks at Cassian. You magnificent bastard. What happened? I ask. Cassian's smile is slow, dangerous. The files just went live. All of them. Every major news outlet, every government agency. How? Elric holds up his tablet. Delayed upload. Set to trigger if we were compromised. Dead man's switch, Dominic adds. Vance stares at us. His men shift, uncertain. Call them off, Cassian says. Vance's hand clenches. I can't. Can't or won't? It's bigger than me now. Then you better hope your superiors are smarter than you. Vance's phone rings again. He answers. Face drains of color. Understood. Hangs up. Looks at his men. Stand down. Sir? I said stand down. They hesitate, then lower their weapons. Vance looks at me. This isn't over. Cassian steps beside me. Yes, it is. Vance gets back in his car, drives away. The other men follow, until we're alone in the alley. I sink against the wall. Legs give out. Silas catches me. You're okay. It's over. Is it? Cassian checks his phone. Genesis is being raided. Federal level. Halcyon's assets are frozen. And Lucian? He looks up. Being brought in for questioning. What about Luca? Dominic's voice is gentle. We'll get him. Right now. Promise? Promise. Would you trust strangers who just saved your life to protect the person you love most? Or would fear make you pull away? Chapter 8. The school looks the same as always. Brick building, cracked sidewalk, swings that squeak. But everything feels different. We park 2 blocks away. Silas stays with me. The others spread out, creating a perimeter. He gets out at 3, I say. Silas checks his watch. 20 minutes. What if they're already here? Then we deal with it. His hand rests on his weapon. I used to hate guns. Now I'm grateful he has one. Parents start gathering. Minivans, SUVs, a few walking. Normal. Oblivious. I scan faces, looking for anyone who doesn't belong, anyone watching too closely. Cassian's voice crackles through Silas's earpiece. I can't hear what he says, but Silas tenses. What? Black sedan, north entrance. I look. There. 2 men inside. Not parents. Too still. Too focused. Halcyon? Probably. What do we do? Silas speaks into his mic. Low. Controlled. Dominic. North entrance. 2 targets. Copy, comes the response. The bell rings. Kids pour out, laughing, shouting, running. I search for Luca. Can't see him. Too many children. There, Silas says. I follow his gaze. Luca, back too big for his small frame. Walking alone toward the parent pickup area. He looks tired, smaller than I remember. Luca? Too quiet. He can't hear me. I start forward. Silas grabs my arm. Not yet. Wait for Dominic. That's my son. I know, and if you go now, you'll scare him. He's right. I force myself to wait. Dominic appears near the north entrance, casual, like he belongs. He walks past the black sedan, pauses, leans down, speaks to the men inside. I can't hear what he says, but both men go pale. They start the car, drive away. Dominic's voice crackles. Clear. Silas releases my arm. Go. I run. Not fast, don't want to alarm anyone, but purposeful. Luca! He turns, sees me. His face lights up. Daddy! He drops his backpack, runs to me. I catch him, lift him, hold him tight. Hi, baby. You're here. Of course I'm here. He pulls back, looks at my face. You look tired. I am, a little. Did you sleep? Not much. Me neither. I had a bad dream. My heart cracks. What about? You were gone, and I couldn't find you. I'm right here, Luca. I'm not going anywhere. Silas approaches, slow, unthreatening. Luca notices him, tenses. Who's that? A friend. He's going to help us. Help us with what? How do I explain this to a 6-year-old? We're going somewhere safe for a little while. Luca's eyes widen. Are we in trouble? No, baby, you're not in trouble, I promise. He looks at Silas again. Is he nice? Silas crouches, eye level with Luca. I'm Silas, and yeah, I'm nice. Do you have a gun? Kids notice everything. Silas doesn't lie. I do, but I only use it to protect people. Like us? Exactly like you. Luca considers this, then nods. Okay. Simple as that. Kids trust so easily. It terrifies me. We walk to the car. Cassian's waiting. Luca stares at him. You're really tall. Cassian smiles. I get that a lot. Are you a friend too? I am. Do you have a gun? Luca, I say. But Cassian laughs. Yes, but like Silas said, only for protection. Luca climbs into the back seat. I buckle him in. His hand grabs mine. Daddy? Yeah? Are we going home? Not right now. When? Soon, baby. I promise. He doesn't look convinced, but he doesn't argue, just holds my hand tighter. We drive, not to the warehouse, somewhere else, safer. Cassian's phone rings. He answers, listens, face hardens. When? More listening. Understood. Hangs up. What? Dominic asks. Lucian's been arrested. My stomach drops. For what? Conspiracy, fraud, identity trafficking. They have enough evidence? Cassian meets my eyes in the rear view. Thanks to you? Yes. What about Ashton? He's cooperating, giving testimony. I don't know how to feel. Relief? Guilt? Both? Luca tugs my sleeve. Daddy, who's Ashton? Someone I used to know. Do I know him? No, baby. Oh, okay. He goes back to looking out the window. We pull into a gated property, private, secure. Guard at the entrance checks IDs, waves us through. The house is large, modern, clean, safe. Inside, Elric's already set up. Monitors, laptops, security feeds. Luca's eyes go wide. Whoa, is this a spy house? Elric grins. Something like that. Cool. Silas shows us to a room. 2 beds, private bathroom, windows that lock. You'll be safe here. For how long? As long as it takes. Takes for what? His voice softens. For this to be over. Luca climbs onto one bed, bounces. Can I stay up late? I almost laugh. Kids, they adapt so fast. Maybe a little late. Yes! Silas leaves, closes the door. It's just me and Luca. He looks at me, really looks. Daddy? Yeah, baby. Are you okay? I will be. Promise? Promise. He crawls into my lap, small, warm, mine. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, Luca. He falls asleep there, exhausted from school and confusion. I hold him, and for the first time in months, I feel something close to peace. Not complete, not permanent, but there. A knock at the door. Cassian enters, quiet, sees Luca sleeping, keeps his voice low. The DA wants to meet with you, tomorrow. Why? Your testimony, they need it on record. Will I have to see Lucian? Not if you don't want to. I don't. Then you won't. He turns to leave, stops. Auren? Yeah? You did good. Really good. I didn't do anything. You all, no. You told the truth. That's everything. He leaves. Door clicks shut. I look down at Luca, his face peaceful in sleep. And I realize, this isn't the end. It's the beginning. When everything falls apart, do you hold on to what was, or do you rebuild something completely new? Chapter 9. The DA's office smells like old coffee and recycled air. I sit across from a woman in a gray suit, Assistant District Attorney Chen. Sharp eyes, sharper questions. Cassian sits beside me. Moral support, legal protection. Mr. Hale, can you walk me through the timeline again? I know, but we need it clear, for the record. I exhale. Start from the beginning, the penthouse, the questions, the disappearance. She types, fast, efficient, doesn't interrupt. When I finish, she looks up. And you never signed any identity transfer documents? No. You're certain? I'd remember signing away my life. She nods, makes a note. We have forensic analysis on the signature. It's a forgery. So you can prove it? We can. The question is, can we prove Mr. Draven knew it was forged? He had to know. He authorized it. Authorization and knowledge are different in court. What does that mean? Cassian answers. It means they'll argue he signed without reading, trusted his legal team. That's a lie. Probably, but it's a defense. Chen leans forward. That's why we need more than documents. We need testimony from Genesis, from Ashtonvale, from anyone who can confirm intent. Do you have that? We're working on it. What about the other 47 cases? Her expression softens. They're being reviewed, one by one. How many will get justice? I don't know, but we're trying. Not good enough, but it's something. What happens to Lucian? Chen closes her folder. If we can prove conspiracy and fraud, 15 to 20 years. 15 years. Not life. Not enough for what he did. But more than I thought I'd get. And Halcyon? The company's under investigation. Assets frozen. Board members being questioned. Will it survive? Probably not. Not in its current form. Good. Chen stands, offers her hand. Thank you, Mr. Hale. You've been very helpful. I shake it. What now? Now you go home. We'll contact you when we need you to testify. When will that be? 3 months, maybe 4. 3 months of waiting. 3 months of wondering if this will actually work. Cassian and I leave, step into daylight. Boston streets busy with lunch crowds. Normal. Everything looks normal. But nothing feels the same. You okay? Cassian asks. I don't know. Fair. We walk to his car. Silas is waiting. Luca's in the back seat, playing a game on Elric's tablet. He looks up when I get in. Hi, Daddy. I beat level 12. That's great, baby. Elric said I'm really good. I glance at Elric. He shrugs. Kid's got skills. Luca goes back to his game, content, safe. Silas drives us back to the safe house. Traffic's light, skies clear. But I can't relax, can't stop looking over my shoulder. They're not following us, Silas says. How do you know? Because I've been checking. What if they're waiting at the house? They're not. But what if... Cassian turns, meets my eyes. Auren, you're safe. Luca's safe. For now. For now is enough. I want to believe him. I do. We pull into the gate. Same guard, same wave through. Inside, Dominic's cooking. Actual food. Pasta, sauce, garlic bread. Luca's eyes light up. Is that for us? Dominic grins. All for you, kid. We sit, eat, like a family. Not my family. Not the one I lost. But something close. Luca talks between bites about school, about his friend Marcus, about a science project on volcanoes. Normal kid things. Things he should be talking about, instead of living in safe houses and hiding from corporations. After dinner, he asks to watch TV. Dominic sets him up in the living room. Cartoons. The rest of us move to the kitchen. Quiet conversation. What's the plan? I ask. Cassian leans against the counter. Short term, keep you both here until the trial. And long term? That depends on you. What do you mean? Silas crosses his arms. Do you want to go back to your old life? What old life? It doesn't exist anymore. Exactly, Elric says. So you get to build a new one. I don't know how. Cassian's voice is firm. You start by choosing what you want. I want Luca to be safe. Done. What else? I stop. What do I want? Not the penthouse, not the galas, not Lucian. I want to matter, to exist, not as someone's partner or someone's victim, just as me. Dominic nods. Then that's what you build. How? Silas's voice is steady. One day at a time. With help, Cassian adds. You're not doing this alone anymore. Why are you helping me? Cassian's smile is soft, rare. Because everyone deserves a second chance. Even people like me? Especially people like you. Luca calls from the living room. Daddy, come watch with me. I look at the 4 men who saved my life, who gave me hope when I had none. Thank you. Cassian shakes his head. Don't thank us yet. Thank us when this is over. Deal. What would you do if you had to rebuild your entire life from scratch? Would you try to recreate what you lost, or create something completely different? Chapter 10. 6 months later. The apartment is small. 2 bedrooms, decent neighborhood, playground across the street. Not a penthouse, but it's mine. Luca's room has posters, dinosaurs, spaceships, a hand-drawn volcano from his science project. He got an A. I hung it on the fridge. Mornings are routine now. Breakfast, backpack check, walk to school. Normal. I got a job. Not archival work, something different. Victim advocacy, helping others who've been erased. 47 cases became hundreds once people knew they could speak up. I helped them navigate legal systems, find resources, tell their stories. It's hard, but it matters. Lucian's trial ended 3 weeks ago. Guilty on all counts. 18 years. I didn't attend. Didn't need to. Ashton testified, so did 12 others from Genesis. The program was shut down. Operators arrested. Halcyon dissolved. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just quiet accountability. Cassian still calls. Weekly check-ins, making sure I'm okay. Silas visits sometimes. Brings Luca books, teaches him chess. Dominic texts, usually bad jokes. They make Luca laugh. Elric sends updates on cases, on legislation being written to prevent this from happening again. They didn't disappear after the trial. They stayed. Not as saviors, as friends. Today's Saturday. Luca's at the playground. I watch from a bench. He's climbing, laughing, being 6. My phone buzzes. Text from Cassian. Lunch next week? My treat. I smile, type back. Only if you let me pay this time. His response is immediate. Never going to happen. Luca runs over, breathless. Daddy, did you see? I made it to the top. I saw. You were amazing. He beams. Can we get ice cream? Sure, baby. We walk to the ice cream shop, 2 blocks, hand in hand. He orders chocolate. I get vanilla. We sit outside. Sun's warm, sky's clear. Daddy? Yeah? Are we happy now? I look at him. This boy who survived chaos, who adapted, who trusted. Yeah, Luca. We're happy. Good. Because I like it here. Me too. He licks his ice cream. Quiet for a moment. Then, do you think Father will ever come back? No, baby. He won't. Oh. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. Because we have Silas and Cassian and Dominic and Elric now. We do. But even without them, we'd be okay. Because we have each other? Exactly. He smiles, goes back to his ice cream. And I realize, this is enough. Not perfect, not what I planned, but real and mine. Later that night, after dinner, after bath time, after stories, Luca asks one more question, the same one from 6 months ago. Daddy? Yeah, baby? Does love stay now? I smooth his hair, tuck the blanket around him. Yes, Luca. Love stays. Promise? Promise. He closes his eyes, drifts off, safe, loved. I stand in his doorway, watch him sleep. And I know we made it. Not unscathed, not unchanged, but we made it. I close his door, walk to my room. On my nightstand, a photo, not of Lucian, of Luca and me, at the playground last week. Both of us laughing. Real, present, here. I pick it up, trace Luca's face with my finger. This is my life now. Not erased, not archived, chosen. And for the first time, that's enough. I set the photo down, turn off the light. Tomorrow, I'll wake up, make breakfast, walk Luca to school, go to work, help someone else find their voice. It's not glamorous, but it's mine, and that's everything. I exist. I matter. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Thank you for being part of Auren and Luca's journey. If this story touched you, please subscribe and turn on notifications, because every story we share has the power to inspire someone who needs it. Drop a comment below about a time you had to rebuild your life, or share this with someone who needs hope today. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Let's inspire each other. See you in the next story.